talking about cup runs and long cup runs, it's coming up to the 30th anniversary of your victory over Coventry City.
That's right, yeah. Was it that long ago? It seems like yesterday, as they always say. But yeah, I mean, I still consider us the last proper non-league amateur side to have beaten a side from the top flight. There's been others, but they're pretty full-time by then. So it always carries on, and each time the third round comes, particularly if Sutton are involved, there's media attention, and they want myself and Matt and the players that played that day, and all of us as players are all still friends. So that's a great thing as well.
What's your abiding memory of the day?
Probably the aftermath of it all, really, because you're concentrating on the game. Obviously, you're very tired. There's not long to go. And then it's over, the whistle goes and it's over, and everyone's on the pitch and it's chaos, but it was fantastic chaos, and I'll take those memories.
Do you get amazed by sometimes how many people still want to talk about that day all these years on?
It does amaze me, to be fair, yeah, but as I said, we're probably the last amateur side to have beaten a side from the top flight, so the interest is there. And it was against a side that were fifth in the Premiership, as it would be these days. So the memories live on.
Norwich, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But Norwich beat us 8-0 in the next round.
Yeah. Because you're right. In a way, Luton are not a non-league club.
No.
Who's the other team who've done it? There's someone else who's done it recently, haven't they?
But be fair,
Lincoln beat.
That's right. Well, last year.
Oh,
yeah. But the big one everybody misses is that Altrincham beat Birmingham years and years ago.
Yeah,
probably 10 years before we did it. Away at St Andrews Park.
In 1979.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So they never get a mention. Hereford, us. But that's
Altrincham were a really famous name in the FA Cup years ago. They're not struggling now. They're in the National League North.
Balti?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I played up there many a time. John King was in charge.
Yeah. John King. I remember John King.
Yeah, I didn't want to play against him, but yeah.
Thank you for that.
Pleasure, guys. All right. Okay.
What's your tell us about your memories of playing Coventry all those years ago? Coming up to 30 years now.
Yeah, 30 years in Jan. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, 30 years. What a day.
I could tell you about Stalford in the trophy at Wembley, but I won't tell you about that.
Oh, go on, come on.
Go on. We've got time. Go on. Tell us about that. Tell us about that first. Tell us about it.
Well, it's a shame because I've got a picture on the wall at home, and it's obviously I'll go back way before these days, and we.
It looks it.
Oh no, thank you. But yeah, that day was a bit of a letdown, really. I mean, we got beaten a lot that last couple of minutes. But I look at this thing now. Obviously, Johnny Raines played. It was the reason we're here tonight. Tony played. Barry Williams was a manager. Loads of really good stuff that went on. But it was a good day. But
I actually went to the game.
It was a bit of a boring game, to be honest. It was.
The trophy draw's coming up again, isn't it? And we start again the trophy next month in December.
Oh, right. Yeah, they did well the other year, didn't they? Got quite a long way in, and yeah, it's nice.
It's not an easy trophy to win. It's not an easy trophy to win. It's all the amateur clubs all want to do well, and it's like an FA Cup game every game.
Well, the side that we lost to, that will never be replicated, because Bishop Stortford, who we lost to, went from the first preliminary round all the way through to actually win the tournament. I can't ever see anybody doing that again. So, I mean, I'm convinced we would have won it if Mickey Joyce had been fit. Joyce got injured about 3 weeks before the final, and you never convinced me. I mean, he was dynamite that year, but.
So it goes on,
but
this you were there, and what's some nice outfits as well.
It was a nice outfit, yeah. The old crepe jackets and the old ties.
And the brown roll neck.
But I look at the picture now on the wall, as it's saying 4 or 5 of them are not even here anymore. It's a bit sad.
It's been a while though since we've gone on an FA Trophy run as a club, a serious run deep into the competition.
Yeah.
I think
it's one of those things. I think your name is genuine on it. I mean, I played at Dulwich Hamlet before I came to Sutton, and I think your name's on it. I mean, we were 2-0 down in the semi-final at Bangor with about 5 minutes to go, and then one of their fellas inexplicably owned goal from the halfway line, and we scored a minute into injury time to make it 2-2 in the first leg, and it was like it was deemed to, it was destined. And when we got them down here, we absolutely killed them, 5-1 in the second leg.
A bit like the Coventry game, really. You know, if it hadn't been for in fairness to him, the last 15 minutes, how we stood. You know, stood
solid. Yeah, made a few saves, but I mean, you expect to do that anyway. But if we'd have gone back to there, it was the other moment.
Who was David Crockett?
Who was David Crockett? He was a fella with a long hat and a big toe. I think he comes from Virginia. I'm not sure.
What I want to, are you boys amazed how many people still want to talk about that day all those years ago? I find it quite
amazes me.
And me, because I mean, it's 30 years on, and as soon as the FA Cup comes on, people say, you played against Coventry, didn't you? I go, yeah, that's right. And it just starts, and even blokes at work now going like that. Oh, actually, yeah, but
to this day, though, it's the highest ranked professional side ever been beaten by a non-league side.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Luton beat Norwich a while ago, but to be fair, Luton Football League side, they've gone out of it, and they're all full time. I don't class that as an upset, really. I mean, we were all amateurs. I was a bricklayer, Matt was a bricklayer.
I can remember
all
the day
other boys worked. You know.
I was managing at Walton, or playing for Walton Ocean Reserves that day, and one of the boys that played for us, a lad called Martin Clark, used to play here, and we were in the bath afterwards, and the result came through, and Clark, he always goes out of all the Sutton boys, and we'd lost at home to someone like Churchley Town's second 11. He said, "Oh no," he said, "I'm going to go out tonight, and I'm going to get." How'd you get on today, Mark? We lost to Churchley Town Reserves. How'd you get? Oh, we beat Coventry. He didn't want to go home. He was gutted.
It was a great achievement. I mean, I was fortunate, and me and Matty, because we were probably the youngest two players in the team, to be in a side with the experience that they had, you know.
I also think one of the things sometimes you forget, Coventry won the FA Cup just 2 years previously.
And they had nine players from that cup final playing in that game against us.
It must be a horrible time of year for them, to be fair. To have you brought up every year for the last 30 years.
I mean, they did a ITV programme about winners and losers, and they did Newcastle, Hereford, and it was obviously Sutton, Coventry. Coventry didn't send anyone down. They wouldn't send anyone. And that Trevor Peake still says it's the worst moment in his professional career as a player to get beat, and they don't talk about it.
And he appeared on Wogan.
Yeah, he
what
did.
What more could you ask for?
Yeah, Matty and Tony were on. Yeah, Matty and
Well,
Tony and
Wogan on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
84 million viewers.
With that great microphone. That was Blankety Blank.
Yeah.
When he used to
No, I
bring
did
out-
that down here.
In many a game he went Blankety Blank.
And also many a Saturday night. Anyway, we'll break away from that.
Right.
Enjoy yourselves.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thanks for your time.
Nice and warm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Cheers.